Hello. I'm gonna give it a few seconds till I see people hop on. Let me look on my computer, make sure I'm in the right place. In the right group, yep. Okay, I'm back, I hope. I hope that this stays steady now because that makes me a little bit nervous. Hey, Taylor. Hi, Jennifer and Kelsey. Okay. I'm gonna give everyone like 1 more minute to hop on and then I'll just get started because they can watch the recording to see the beginning. I don't want to take up too much of everyone's Sunday. I'm really excited about this topic. I was talking to my team about it earlier in the week and everyone's kind of gotten started on it already, and we really were able to plan our whole month of July in like less than an hour, which is awesome. The less time it will take, and at some point it can take less than 30 minutes, which would be really cool. Okay, so there are 12 people on. I'm just gonna jump into it. So I'm really excited. Worth of social media content is something that I never thought of doing. I feel like I spend one comment if I'm slipping in and out because it keeps telling me my connection's not good. So I spent so much time on my phone trying to making 3 to 5 posts a day is time consuming. So the whole point of blueprinting is that if you don't go in with a plan, when you have no plan, it takes, okay, I just turned my Wi-Fi off, so hopefully that will help. I think that it will. Let me know if it keeps happening. Am I more steady now? Okay. It was my Wi-Fi. So going in with no plan is really time consuming, especially when you're trying to do 3 to 5 posts a day. I would find myself spending up to like a half hour on one post, especially my big posts like my call to actions or my Sunday nights. Like the big popular times, I wanted my post to be really good. So I'm sitting on my phone for a half hour, and first of all, that's taking away time from doing things like inviting people to groups or planning my groups. And it also just takes away time from your social life and your family. You know, we see coaches all the time saying things like, how do you manage not being on your phone 24/7? You know, my husband's getting upset, or I feel bad I'm not spending enough time with my kids. So we want to be able to take that pressure off and still be providing really, really good stuff, and probably better stuff than you would have been providing by sitting for a half hour on your phone thinking it up on the spot every day. So the less time you spend on each individual social media posts, the more time you have for money-making activities. So that's things like planning for your groups and setting up your challenge groups, pre-planning those things, inviting people to the opportunity, messaging new people, growing your network. That's what we want to be able to spend the bulk of our time on, because that's what is going to move your business forward. The social media is important for promotion, but it's not something that's actually going to make you money right in that instant or make your business grow right in that second. So the idea is taking 30 to 60 minutes per month to lay out all of your content that you're going to use. So that's just 1 power hour a month, or half of a power hour a month. So think about that. That when you put it into perspective like that, that's crazy, because they say that you can run this business with an hour a day, and you really can, but you have to be smart about it. If you're not doing things the right way and you're just spending all of your time doing these tiny little things crossed off your to-do list, all of a sudden an hour is gone and you haven't really done anything productive. So hopefully this will help you take some of that pressure off. So when you try to post everything, and I feel like that's what a lot of us tend to do, especially when we are coming up with posts on the spot, we're posting about so many different things. And when we're talking about everything, we're kind of talking about nothing. In a general sense, we're not adding as much value. We're not providing as much to our followers and to the people who are reading our posts, because we're all over the place. We're talking about, you know, motivation over here, and then we're talking about my meal plan, and then I'm talking about the workout I did, and then I'm talking about my cat and my this and my that and all these random things. And it's fun and it's interesting for people to read, but they don't have a way to think of you. As soon as they're thinking, oh, I need a really good meal plan, let me go talk to Ali Dar because she's really good. She's really consistent with posting always about the meal plan. She's always talking about that. So people are going to know to go to her. So you have to think of something that you want people to think of you the second that they think of a problem in themselves that they need help with. So it's kind of the same idea, how we say if you're talking to everyone, you're really talking to no one, because you need people to relate to it so deeply and be like, wow, she's talking to me. And if you're trying to talk to everyone, no one's going to get that feeling. It's the same way. If you're trying to post about everything, no one's going to get that feeling of, wow, she knows what she's talking about when it comes to this stuff. So your content needs to be focused, and posting 3 to 5 times a day just to post for visibility could actually hinder you and your progress more than it could help you, because if you're making 3 to 5 random posts just on the fly about, you know, things you're doing that day, and I know that these posts are really popular now, like type in your name in the comments and post a GIF or a GIF, I don't know, however you want to say it. Those are fun, and it's cool, and it's good to get some interaction going on your page, but first, like, it shouldn't be the majority of the types of posts that you're making, because that just makes you someone with a fun Facebook, someone with an interactive Facebook, not someone who is able to teach you something about health and fitness. So those are good for occasional little like fun spurts. Maybe relating them back to health in some way is a better idea. And just making sure that what you're putting on your page provides value. Again, I'm going to say that like a million times, sorry. And shows that you're an expert in that topic so people know to go to you. So we still want to be sharing our life. You know, when we sign up as coaches, the big thing is list your 5 things out that have nothing to do with health and fitness that are about you, so that people know you're a real person. So things like your family or your hobbies or, I don't know, things you like to do. And you want to be including that in your posts. For new coaches especially, it's a really good way to warm market up to you being on social media, because usually we join as coaches and all of a sudden we're posting 3 to 5 times a day when we used to post 3 to 5 times a month. So you do want to get people warmed up to the idea of you posting all the time and not jumping right into all Beachbody, all health and fitness all the time. But as time goes on, you do want to establish yourself as a coach and someone who knows what she's talking about, someone who runs a business, someone who can help me. So I need to look at this person's Facebook and be like, oh, she's got what I need. Not, oh, well, she works out, but she also does a lot of this and that, and she's really into makeup and her cat and this. So that's good stuff. That's good behind the scenes stuff, but it shouldn't be the majority of what you're putting out there. And what's awesome is that now we have so many options for like Snapchat and Instagram stories, and there's Facebook stories, which I haven't begun to use, but I'm sure that they're going to get more and more out there, because I don't think people used Instagram stories at first either. So that can really be your place to give people the behind the scenes look into your life, and it makes people feel excited. It's like they get to see what's going on in the background because you're such an expert in this health area, and then they look at your story and they're like, wow, this girl is just like me, I can't believe it, and they get even more excited, and then they trust you even more with the things that you've been posting about on your page. So network marketing is changing a little bit because it's become so popular, and the things that worked in the past don't work quite as well anymore, because we always tried to share more about, you know, our regular lives and things like that. And that worked for a long time because people weren't used to network marketers coming onto Instagram and sharing their whole life and, you know, selling things at the same time. Now people expect it, and sometimes they see these constant posts and they're like, okay, they know what we're getting at. They know that we're trying to sell them something. So, and also I say sell and sales now. I didn't used to, but I feel like we do sell things. As much as we say that we share, we also are selling. That's what we do, and we have to stop thinking of it as a dirty word, because that really will mess up your whole mindset, and you won't be able to hit Success Club if you think that sales are gross or icky, because they're not. It's how life works. You provide value, you get value in return. That's just how it goes. So the whole idea of this training is I am going to show you how to blueprint and continuously reuse and repurpose that content for a whole month. So the first step to that would be choosing an overarching theme, like one big theme for your month. So we're health coaches, so we have so many options for themes. And I was talking to Allie and we were saying we could make like a thread in here or something, even just on this video, with ideas for different topics that we could use. So some examples could be, okay, for the month of July, I'm going to talk about motivation or momentum versus motivation. For the month of July, I'm going to talk about detox or nutrition for weight loss or nutrition for anxiety, nutrition for moods, nutrition for hormones. So think of something that you can talk about that's a big theme in health and fitness that can be broken down into subtopics, because after you choose your theme, the second step is to break it down. Now, even though you're choosing one theme for the month, don't think that your followers are going to get bored or annoyed by you talking about a lot of similar things, because what this does is it makes you the go-to expert on that topic. So if for a whole month you've been talking about detox, every time someone thinks I need a detox or they hear about detox, they're going to say, oh, Lily knows what she's talking about with that, or oh, Jessica knows what she's talking about with that. I'm going to go and message her and ask her some questions, because you've been popping up, you've been talking all about detox for a whole month, and they know that you are the expert. And it also helps with brand consistency. So you're running a business, you have a brand. Think about even a lot of the coaches on our team, like Jen Richardson posting about yoga all the time. She's the yoga lady. She's the yoga coach. And that's a good thing. People, I'm sure she gets messages all the time from people who are interested in starting yoga. Melissa F on this team, she always is talking about grain-free recipes. I always think of her whenever, because my mom is trying to be gluten-free, so when I need like a fun recipe to give her, I'm always going to her page to look for something. So if I were a customer, I would probably be messaging her about, or, asking for advice, things like that. So it is a good thing to talk about the same things all the time. It's not a negative. So after you choose your theme, you should probably think of a way that you can align it with an offer at the end of the month. So going back to detox, if you talked about detox for the whole month, you could be leading towards a 3-day refresh group, or a challenge group, a paid challenge group where you're all going to do the 3-day refresh together before you start your program. Or it could be leading to you doing the ultimate reset and seeing if anyone wants to do it with you, because now you've been talking about detox the whole month. People will know why it's so important. It's not just you saying, hey, I'm going to do the ultimate reset. Who wants to do it with me? They're going to be like, what the heck is that? And why would I want to do it? Now you have been providing all this information for so long. They know why you want to do it, and they know why you should do it. So after you choose the theme, though, the next step is to break it into 4 weekly focuses. So 4 weeks in a month, you take your main theme and you break it down into 4 chunks, so 4 mini topics. After you break down those 4 mini topics, you're going to break that down into 3 subtopics. And don't worry, I have a template to show you guys for this. So you'll break, those 3 weekly topics into 3 subtopics, which should be live videos that you're going to make. They could also just be big text posts, but we all know that the way that Facebook works is now they are putting live videos as number 1. So if you can make 3 live videos a week on your topic, you're golden. That's going to be high up, especially if you go at the same time 3 times a week. They mark it as important, and that's going to be something that shows up on people's news feeds. If you have it public, it can be shareable, and people will expect it. And the more I know that going live is scary, but the more that you do it, the better that you get. Like, I can't believe I'm doing this right now. A year ago, I would not have been, I can promise you that. So doing it on your page is the same kind of idea. You get more used to talking, and the more you practice, the better you are. And just one little tidbit to add is that if the first time you go live is perfect, then you waited way too long to go live. That's just how it is. So after you break down those 3 subtopics for your live videos, you just want to make at least 3 bullet points that you want to touch on in each video. Okay, so I'm going to show you, I made this paper here, and I will include the file. I'll upload it to the group. So it's just a social media blueprint. So what it is, so the monthly theme, what I'm going to do for July is nutrition for weight loss. Okay, so I wrote my monthly theme is nutrition for weight loss. Week 1, focus. So my first week focus is going to be portion control, and why portion control is important for weight loss nutrition. Now I have my topics 1, 2, and 3. So the 3 live videos that I'm going to do. My first one is calories versus types of food, because that can relate back to our Portion Fix and kind of breadcrumb a little bit about that. And then I have 3 bullet points for what I'm going to talk about in that video. So the fact that calories are energy and good versus bad calories and why just counting calories doesn't always work. The fact that fat isn't the enemy, because I really am big on that, and people buying fat-free foods not knowing that they're loaded with chemicals that are making them hold on to the weight. So I want to touch on that. And then having a balanced diet and eating all the different food groups and just finding what's healthy in each food group. So that would be my first video. And then I won't give you all the details for everything else, but then my next subtopic video would be eating out at a restaurant or like fast food places when you're on the go. And then my third one is talking about the Portion Fix system. So my last topic in portion control would be about the things that we actually use every day. And so that's breadcrumbing or letting people know, like, this is an actual option for you. This is what I actually do. So then you do the same thing. I broke it down into my week 2 focus is know your body. And my subtopics are how to test for sensitivities, like doing an elimination diet. And I would tell them about common foods that people have sensitivities with, like gluten and dairy and stuff like that. The next one would be mental blocks, like know your body, but know your mind too. So your limiting beliefs, how to do PD for your mindset, and gain more knowledge about nutrition in general. And then my third topic is don't bore yourself. Try one new thing a week, eat what you like, and create that master list of food the way Allie always talks about in her meal prep videos, where you circle the foods from the list that you like. So don't just eat kale because you know it's healthy if you hate it. Find foods that you enjoy. And then I had a few other things. And then just on the back of this, I have week 3, I'm going to do clean eating, and week 4, I'll do meal prep and planning. And I have the 3 videos planned out for those. So that's it. That literally took me, I was talking to my team about it, and I was telling them at first it took me a while because I had to sit down and think of like, what topic do I want to do? But once I did it for the first time, now I have a whole list of a bunch of topics that came to mind right away that I'm keeping for future months. So it'll be a lot quicker when that time comes around. And once you break it down, you've got everything you need. Now, right now, it looks like all you have is 3 live videos. But the whole idea is to repurpose the information from those live videos and spread it out across all the rest of your social media. So you can save the video to your phone, and there is actually a way to save it to your computer after it's posted. I just learned about that. I don't know if you guys knew that because I didn't. So I can let you know how to do that later if you don't know. So if you save the video, you can edit it to put it on YouTube if YouTube is something you're trying to do, and if you're good at editing. If you're not good at editing, you can outsource it if you were looking to invest a little bit of money into your business. You can have it transcribed. I will share. I'll have to look at it and then I'll share, Jess. You can have it transcribed, which means that someone could type up exactly what you said in your video, so you have just a running list of everything that you said. That's really cheap to outsource, and I do know a few websites that offer that, so I can send you them. And if not, you can do it yourself. You can listen to your video and type it up, or you can pay like your little sister, which is what I'm doing. My college-age sister is my assistant now, and she does little stuff like that for me, so it's a little bit cheaper, and I trust her to get it. So then after that, after you have it transcribed, you have the option to edit the video again and put the words on the video. You know how some people don't like to listen to videos? They like to be able to read. At least I love when videos have captions, so I don't have to put my volume on. So that's an option that you could do. But after you have it all transcribed, you could turn those words from your video into emails that you can blast out. You can turn it into blog posts, into Facebook text posts, like just little chunks of it. Quotes for Instagram, like a picture quote, or a caption for Instagram, like if you post a selfie and then you just take a chunk of what you said in your video and post it underneath. You can use snippets of that video on Instagram or on Instagram stories or Snapchat or literally anywhere. You can post little snippets again on Facebook. And if you wanted, you could use it as a teaser to bring people back to see the whole video. So if you post like the 1-minute clip on your Instagram and say to see the rest, add me on Facebook. Then you've got new Facebook friends, new Facebook followers, and you're providing content and value to them. And they know that coming to your page and adding you on Facebook is going to get them a lot of information on nutrition for weight loss or whatever it is that your theme is. Now, the most important part is that you have to be confident that you are an expert. Even if you don't think you're an expert, you have to act like you are, and you've got to fake it till you make it. Pretend that you're an expert and you know everything about this, because before you go live, you're going to do research. You're going to look up what you need to do. You're not just going to go on and be like, what? So you are going to be an expert. You're going to be more of an expert than most of the people watching at the very least, and they're going to be listening to you. But I don't know about you, if I saw someone get on, camera and be like, well, you don't have to do it this way, but you could. Like, if I was here now telling you guys, this could work for you. I don't know, maybe it works for me, but I don't know, try it and see. There's no confidence in that, and no one's going to try a lick of what you say, because they're going to be like, well, obviously she doesn't think that it works that well, so no one's going to put any energy into it. So if you don't believe that you've offered value, no one's going to believe that you're offering value, and they're not going to listen. It's going to go in one ear and out the other. So what I like about this too, the repurposing, is that so let's say you start for July. Tomorrow morning you wake up and you plan your whole blueprint for July. Now, when it becomes August and you've got your blueprint for August, you could also pull a few things from July to make some new posts and amp that all up. Or, let's say my next month's theme is motivation for staying on track or something like that. I could pull a few of the nutrition for weight loss in and kind of incorporate it and just have even more things to say. So the more months that you blueprint, the more content and information you're going to have. So in order to think of topics, you want to think of what you personally have to offer as a coach. Now, we are all Beachbody coaches, but that's not all that we are. That's not all that we offer. So one of the things that I have been doing with my team, which actually is a lot harder than you think it would be, they're going to agree with me here. You should see the thread in our page. It's a little ridiculous. You want to think of what is the sign outside your door? What does that say? So what is it that you offer as a coach that the coach next door doesn't have to offer? So you want this to be simple. You want it to be quick and to the point, and you want it to just, first of all, let's say you wrote it on top of your Facebook cover photo or something like that. That means that people will come to your social media and be like, oh, I know what she wants to offer. And you don't even have to write it anywhere. It's helpful just to know it for yourself. So an example that I heard in one of the trainings was, so we offer so many things as health coaches. We're offering motivation, we're offering weight loss, toning up, self-love, personal development, this, that, the other, so many things. You have to think of what is your person, your avatar, what is she laying in bed at night thinking about? Is she thinking, ooh, I wish I could just love myself more, or I wish that I could just accept my body as it is, or something like that? Probably not. It's sad, but probably not. What she's laying in bed thinking is, oh my God, I just need to lose these last freaking 10 pounds. Why can't I just do that? So you have to speak to that. Unfortunately, you have to speak to a little bit of the superficialness in everyone. And then once they're in the door, you can show them what else we have to offer, like self-love and personal development and things like that. So I've been working on mine. And just to give you an example, I have been thinking about binge eating, because that's what I did. So my sign outside my door would be, I help binge eating 20-somethings finally lose the weight. Super quick, super simple. Is all I do help people who binge eat lose weight? No, I help people build businesses, and I help people learn to love themselves, and I help people learn how to work out and have the motivation and momentum to keep up with their workouts. I do a lot more than that. But when you're walking through New York City and you see a sign on a store that says best pizza in Manhattan, you're not going in there expecting that they're only going to have pizza. You're going in there thinking wow, they have really good pizza. I bet they have really good pasta, and I bet they have really good garlic bread, and I bet they have good salads that I could choose from, So you don't have to think that whatever you're focused on is all that people are going to think that you have to offer, or all that you can offer them. And that could be a whole separate hour-long training in itself, but I think that it's kind of important in order to think of the different topics that you want to be able to share. Taylor, I help teachers find time to get toned. That's good, because if it's got that alliteration in there, teachers toned, teachers would appreciate that. I don't know if anyone else understands why I think that's exciting, but okay, so that is pretty much all that I had for tonight. If anyone has questions, I can look to see if there were any that I missed. I'm not sure if there were, or how to see them all, but I am going to upload this template in the files here so that you can just print it and use it. I found it super helpful. I like to have things organized, and then my plan is to kind of save these like in a folder, so maybe a year from now people are going to forget everything that I've had to say about nutrition for weight loss, and I can reuse it or add new things that I've learned since then. So if no one has any questions, I kept that to a half hour. That's exciting. Let's see. I'm not sure how to see, oh, there we go, where the questions are. Nope, I'm not seeing any. So if any come through, I will just answer in the comments. But other than that, this was fun, and I really hope that it was helpful, and I hope that you guys are going to be able to use it and run with it and save yourself a lot of time for the money-making activities and just time for like yourself and your family. And hopefully it will help make your power hour a whole lot simpler. Maybe you can dedicate your power hour to this tomorrow and see how that goes, and it will set you up for the rest of the month. So thank you guys. How many times in each week will you post about the one topic? As many, I mean 3 to 5 times a day about something. So once I make this first video, I'll post a few things about it, you still want to be posting 3 to 5 times a day. You don't have to post 3 to 5 times a day just about that topic. You can sprinkle in the little bits about your life and things like that as well. And the further you get into the month, the more that you're going to have to talk about. So I didn't do much research. I just kind of started thinking of them off the top of my head to think of the topics, but to figure out the bullet points that I wanted to do, I was on Google a little bit, and I'm going to be on Google a little bit more, especially for this first time when I start my video. But I plan on doing my first video tomorrow for the week, so we'll see how that goes. I'm doing 3 videos a week, Jenny. So I'll probably do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday or something like that. I'll see how it goes. Maybe Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, because people aren't always on Fridays. All right, so if any other questions come in, I will answer them by typing. Thank you guys, and I hope you all have a really good night, and I hope that this helps you tomorrow.